Hey guys, it's Kevin. Welcome to the channel. Something has been happening in our markets over the last few years, and it was extremely heightened this week. Did you miss it? Do you know what it is? Drop it in a comment below. But while we are all distracted, or have been distracted, at least me, watching all the headlines and watching the speeches from Davos, or maybe being frustrated over the earnings report from Intel, or potentially looking forward to some upcoming Mag 7 earning reports next week, money has been quietly moving out of the markets. It has been moving out of stocks, moving out of treasuries, and moving into metals. It's a phenomenon that we've called the Great Rotation. It's happened for a few years, but as I mentioned, it was extremely heightened this week. So today's video, I want to get in and talk about what exactly is happening with the Great Rotation. Why is it happening? What does it mean to us as investors? And then ultimately, why silver the metal silver may be one of the most important assets in all of the AI boom. So before we do that though, guys, give me a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It makes a big deal. We're growing our community. I'd love for you to be a part of it. So like and subscribe. So let's jump in first. And before I jump into some of the graphs and show you some of the reasons to validate or to demonstrate what is happening, I just want to jump over and have you listen to a few words from an analyst from a show that I was watching the other day. I think it'll be important to set the foundation for the story. So let's jump over and listen to that.
Sanctions have stopped people from moving money around, so they're using gold to do that. Diversifying away from U.S. treasuries. China's been doing it for 12 years. Russia's probably been doing it for the same amount of time. India is doing it. It's shorter term process in Japan as well. But when you look at supply-demand deficit, silver is the only one that you could actually, because it's an industrial metal. And they miss by about 200 to 300 million ounces per year. So if you're looking for a reason to buy it at these levels, other than emotions, silver is probably the metal that you stick with.
It's an
So guys, there it is. I just wanted to lay the foundation there. You could see the graphs on there about the treasuries dropping and some of the comments around silver. I'm going to get to that in a moment, but I also just want to jump in and just set the stage. I mentioned in the beginning a phenomenon that is really heightened this week. So what do I mean by that? So let me just go over and show you what I mean by that. On your screen, you can see right now is a comparison of the S&P 500 for this week to 4 top metals. And you can see the S&P 500 had a very modest gain. In fact, year to date, it's up about 1%. We know it had a tremendous year last year, but so far this year, it's up about 1%. Now, if you contrast that to some of the key metals that we see, and going in clockwise from top left, we have gold, silver coming back down. We have palladium and then platinum. Gold is up almost 13% year to date. We know it is reaching a historic high of 5,000. Silver, on the other hand, is up 40% year to date, guys. And it has passed a historic mark of $100 an ounce. It's the first time ever in history silver has reached that level. And we're seeing strong growth with platinum and palladium as well as copper this year as well. Metals have really surged this week. They have been moving. We know that there's a couple reasons for that overall. That's what I want to get into. But before I do that, I will say this is not a shot at the S&P 500. I'm a very big believer in the S&P 500. We know that both Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan are expecting the S&P 500 to have a 12 to a 15% return this year due to the AI demand and due to the revenues associated with AI. But we also know that the immediate hot money is moving to metals. So let's talk about why. And there's a couple reasons that come to the top of my head. You may know some other reasons. So why don't you drop in the comments below your top reasons for why you think money is moving to metals right now. For me, it's a safe haven play is the top first and foremost. We know that gold historically has always been the ultimate insurance for protecting wealth. But I think that's different right now as we're seeing central banks accumulate more gold than they have before at a rapid rate. So it's a clear signal that there is some distrust with traditional financial systems. But the other thing that's happening right now, what I'm more excited about, because it's a great convergence between metals and AI, and it's the movement that we see in silver. Silver is known as the industrial metal or the industrial demand. It's not, which is massive for that asset. It's not just a precious metal. It is a key critical component within the AI boom. Think of solar panels, think of electric vehicles, think of 5G technology, and think of the massive AI build out we see around this country and around the world, quite frankly. Every data center and every critical chip needs silver. So think, guys, gold thrives when confidence cracks. People move their assets to protect them with gold. So gold thrives when confidence cracks. Silver, on the other hand, silver is different. Silver isn't just a safe haven growth. Excuse me. Silver isn't just a safe haven. It is a growth metal. Silver is one of the most conductive metals on Earth. In the world that we live in right now, silver has become a tech metal. So I want you to think about this. I want you to think of this as very clear. Gold protects wealth, but silver builds future. So what does it mean for us overall? I think there's a couple things, but before I do that, I want to just show you real quickly a quick demonstration of what I mean. So if you take a look on your screen right now, you can see stocks versus gold and silver. So this is over a 50-year trend comparing the S&P 500, the Dow Jones versus gold and silver. So S&P 500 in the red, Dow Jones in the blue, and then gold in the yellow and silver in silver. But look what has happened within the 10-year trend. It's hard to see on the side of the screen, but you can see silver has exploded since 25, like middle of 25 into 26. This is a great visual representation of just how important silver is for the AI boom. So what do we do? What are things that we can do as investors? First and foremost, I would say diversification is key in all of our portfolios. So we need to make sure when we're looking at it that this is not about choosing one versus the other. As I mentioned, it's not about choosing metals over S&P 500. It's making sure that we're having smart diversification across our portfolios. Are we underweighted in metals? Is there an opportunity to add metals into our portfolio to take advantage of some of the growth that is occurring right now? I think the second thing is always assess your risk tolerance. Compared to the S&P 500, the metals are very volatile, so they can swing high and they can swing low. So make sure you do your research, make sure it's the right fit for you and your portfolio. And I think the last thing is, how do we actually get exposures to metals? You're not going to go and buy a gold bar or a silver bar, but there are fantastic ETFs that can give your portfolio exposure to these metals. There's a couple on the screen that I'll throw up that I would recommend you looking at. You can see it. This is GLD is a gold ETF. You have SLV is a silver ETF. And then obviously I'm comparing that to the SPY, which is an ETF focused on the S&P 500. You can take a look at the returns, whether that's 1 month or over to 5 years. These are great assets. They could add some real diversification and growth opportunities to your portfolio. I also would say if you want to recommend looking at one of the mining ETFs as well. So VanEck Gold Mining, which is GDX, is an excellent asset as well to look at, and it does give you a little bit of leverage against the metals. So in closing, guys, real quickly, I hope you enjoyed the video. Give me a like and subscribe. I would say the headlines that we saw today, this week, what I would say was heightened around the great rotation are definitely real. It's a clear sign and signal that it's an evaluation or reevaluation of the value and safety in the kind of the turbulent world that we live in. And so I hope you found value in it. For me, I know thinking about this and understanding it better makes me a better, more informed investor, which ultimately helps protect and grow our wealth at a greater rate. So thanks for joining this video tonight, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Take care.